If you follow me on Instagram, you already know that we bought here a homestead here in Sweden, and I start growing our own vegetables and raising our own animals. And today we're gonna take advantage of our hard labor and starting to harvest some cucumbers and prepare the cucumber in my favorite way possible. In this way of preparing cucumber, it's kind of hard to find information about it, and I'm not sure how popular it is. So if you've seen this recipe before, please comment down below and which country you're from. Here in Sweden, it's popular in the middle part of Sweden, I know. Around Östergötland, kind of, I don't know, southeast part of Sweden, I guess, if you look at the map. Here I'm on the west coast now in Sweden, and it's not that popular here. It exists, but not really. Normal, it's the normal, yeah, just regular pickled, if there's any regular pickle. But this salty, fresh cucumber is kind of hard to find. I've looked in some old history books and some old cookbooks. It's really hard to find recipes there as well. The oldest I found was, there's a mention of this salty cucumber 1782, so quite long time ago. But as it only lasts for around maybe 1 or 2 weeks, I guess the normal pickle or fermented cucumber is the most favorite way to store the cucumber. But favorite snack during the summer, goes great with the beer, goes great with barbecue, or just by itself. The first thing we'll do now is to clean off our cucumber and then start pickling them, or salt them, so to say. Bring a small bucket of cold water, and of course you can rinse it in your sink as well. Just make sure to use cold water, as hot water will take your shelf life down. So cold water equals longer shelf life. And of course, when dealing with any kind of pickling or fermenting and desalting this way, use clean jars. I like to pour hot boiling water on top of them. This will kill the bacteria that you don't want to have in the jars. Either you do as me and pour the salt and water in a small container, or you put it directly into the jar. It's up to you. And the ratio you're looking for is half a deciliter of salt per every liter of water. Give that a good stir and make sure that all the salt liquefies and water becomes clear again. Once this is done, it's time to cool down the water. If you put in the cucumber in the boiling water, the structure will change, and we don't want that. So you can do this in 2 ways. Either you put it in the freezer or fridge and wait a while, or do as me. I have some ice laying around and put that in. One thing you need to do though, if you do my method of putting the ice in and quickly cooling it down, if you remember your physics, ice is water, but just solidified. So you guessed it, you need to adjust your ratio a little bit. So take just a tiny little bit less water versus the salt and water ratio. Once you can stick in your finger in there without being too hot, then you're good to go. Now it's putting in the jar time, so to say. And I'm using here a dill crown. This is the part of the dill that has bloomed. It's on the top, and this will develop seed if you wait long enough. This has a kind of deep dill flavor, which I really like. You can use fresh dill as well. It's up to you what you have. You can only find this dill crowns during the summer though, so for me, yeah, it's kind of a treat. And yeah, now it's Tetris time. Put your cucumbers in as tight as possible, and I use this jar because I had it lying around, but you don't really need to use a jar. If you have a food safe bag, you can use that as well, or some other sort of container. Normally you store this for around 2 to 3 weeks, so you don't need to have that rubber lid, so to say. Pour your salty brine over the cucumber and let the magic begin. I like to top this up with a dill crown on top as well, but as I mentioned before, regular dill or fresh dill works just great as well. And make sure to top it off so all the cucumbers are submerged in the brine. And here we have it, my favorite Swedish cucumber in the whole wide world. Well, maybe Pickle Rick is number 1, but this for sure is number 2. I'm gonna put this in the fridge for around 2 days, or doesn't need to be the fridge, just a cooler space. The cabin works fine as well. If you want to make this last much longer, just have a clean fork and then pick it up. Don't put your fingers down the jar, then contaminate the jar with bacteria that you don't want. And then this will last probably a month if you're lucky, but 2 weeks is normally just perfect. And I assure you, you will eat them up before they go bad anyway. Do you have any similar recipes to this, except of normal pickled recipes? please write a comment down below, and also which country you're from, because it's really interesting to know if this is a Swedish recipe. It's hard to do research about it, or if it's just, I don't know, local here in Sweden. So let's see about that. I guess this is a little bit of a Swedish kimchi. I'm not saying this is fermented, but as close as I can get. Talking about kimchi, it will be a kimchi video coming up shortly, so make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for that. If you want to help my journey here on YouTube, share this video, leave a like and a comment down below. That will help the YouTube algorithm to promote my video to other people that don't know that I exist, and that will help my channel grow and make this my full-time job, which it kind of is at the moment, but I want to grow so I can make a living out of it. There will be more videos updating shortly with other farm to table food related videos, so make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I see you guys in the next one.